Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by just for this quick little information session on pendulums. So, I had somebody reach out to me with a question about pendulums, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do a quick little information session here. So, all pendulums are made out of natural, from this earth material. There are wood pendulums, there's metal pendulums, and there are crystal pendulums. And as you saw by these images, they come in different shapes, but they all have something in common. They have that little point at the end of them. So whether you choose to work with a crystal pendulum, it doesn't matter what kind of quartz, rose quartz, doesn't matter, whatever you decide to work with, or wood, brass pendulums are very common as well. You have to pick the one that speaks to you. So, shopping online is great, but I would recommend that if you have a metaphysical store close by, that you go in and you hold them and examine them. Keep in mind, crystals will pick up energy because they can be charged. So if you're going to pick up a crystal pendulum, you may have to reset the energy in the moonlight. So I have a quartz crystal pendulum, and I bought this little piece of quartz here with the different points, and it just so happened that it fits perfect for being the home for my pendulum. And so that's where I keep it. My pendulum has a little compartment on the top. And the purpose of this compartment is when you're dowsing, you can put a piece of what you want in there. Because I want to make sure that the energy that stays within my crystal is mine, I've actually put some sage in there. I've put another piece of earth in there that I believe is potent with protection energy, cleansing energy, because I use my pendulum to cleanse. Some people use theirs to find things. That's called dowsing. Some people use theirs for clearing energy in spiritual work, clearing energy in home cleansings, which is also spiritual work. But I mean, like, some people use them over the chakras, clearing chakra energy. Some people use them to find paranormal phenomenon, say in a paranormal investigation, where they're trying to acquire data as far as where a ghost or spirit may be in the house, what their favorite room is, or to communicate with the ghost so that the spirit can lead them to where they want to go. Let's say the spirit is at unrest because they lost something. Well, they may lead the psychic medium or the investigator to where they lost the item, so the item can be recovered and returned to the proper person. So they're really great for communication. Like tarot cards, spirit is able to work through pendulum. Okay, so whether it's your spirit guide or the little spirit that comes with your crystal or your tarot cards, you are working with spiritual energy. So how to care for them? Well, crystals, of course, we know we can charge them in the moonlight. You can also meditate with them, holding them after you clear them in the moonlight, or if you take salt water and wipe it off with a damp cloth, dip it in the salt water, wipe it off, cleanse it, and then charge it with your energy. Perhaps carry it around for a few days. If you're having trouble using it, you want to tap it to the earth's energy. This is a wood table, so this would work. 3 taps to clear it. You can take it outside to clear it. And as you can see, because I'm not working with it, I'm just holding it up and showing it to you. It's not really doing anything. I chose to have a Archangel Michael at the end of my pendulum. You can have whatever you want. I just crafticized that up there for myself. DIY. Sorry, I'm getting a message here. Okay. So how do you connect? Well, like I said, you want to meditate with it, hold it, carry it around with you for a few days, and then you want to speak to it with respect. Okay, you're not going to give somebody an answer if they're being an asshole. You want somebody to be respectful to you when they're speaking to you, so you speak to it with respect. But before you ever start any sort of session with a pendulum, you need to make sure you are grounded from your root chakra. I have videos. If you don't know how to ground, I will put them at the end of this video. You want to make sure you are pushing your aura out in a nice bubble around you for protection. So this way you are owning your space by grounding and protecting yourself and setting your intention to only communicate with positive energy or energy that's within the light. I'd never recommend communicating with energy that is not within the light unless you are very trained in how to communicate with that energy, okay? Then you want to ask your pendulum to please show you what yes is, what no is. And I mean, let's just face it. We're all used to yes being up and down because that's how we shake our head. You don't want to give it too much slack. All right? Just a little bit will work. Maybe even halfway down will work. So, can you please show me yes energy? Thank you. Can you please stop? Can you please show me no energy? And now it's going side to side. Thank you. Can you please stop? I'm going to make this a little bit shorter so you can see my whole hand. Can you please show me your symbol? Or you can tell it, you can ask it to please go in a counterclockwise circle to indicate when something needs to be cleared. When it's communicating back to me, yes, that it will. Will you please turn in a counterclockwise circle now? And there it goes. Thank you so much. Will you please stop? I would like to use a clockwise circle when you are working with me in energy to clear. And there it goes. Thank you so much for helping me show these examples. Thank you for sharing your energy with me and working with me today. Now you may choose to keep your pendulum in a pouch, a soft pouch, perhaps something that you've made or created yourself. You may choose to keep your pendulum on your reading table. You might be lucky enough to find a little crystal home for your crystal. But, shop around. You don't need 50 or 60 of them. If you do lots of pendulum work, you probably have 2 or 3 just on hand. You can even grab an old vintage plumber's bob. Use that. It has a piece that opens at the top like this. And I don't know if you can see. I don't know if I can get it to do it actually. There we go. See, the chain goes all the way through. When you're using a pendulum, you want it to be on one chain. So say you wear a necklace with a pendulum, or you want to use your necklace as a pendulum, you need to make sure that you open your chain so that it's hanging just from one end. The double chain, yes, it's still going to swing, but you may not get as clear of an answer with a double chain that you would with a single chain. So keep that in mind. It would be better to unhook it and perhaps, you know, hook one of the pieces just to the hook and just use one piece or one pendant and to use for pendulum or dowsing. Obviously, the more you use it, the more familiar you become with the spirit that's within it. I also think that it's very important for you to understand that your energy can affect the pendulum. It can affect how it chooses to, I'm going to get this to focus for you guys. It can affect how it chooses to swing and how it answers. So you have to remain neutral. You can't hope it answers yes, because then it's going to read your energy and answer yes. Pendulums read energy, especially if you choose a quartz one. You have to remain neutral. So you need to practice a center of head meditation, which I do not have. Maybe I'll make you guys a center of head meditation. But you have to be neutral. You can't care either way, yes or no. That's why grounding and your aura bubble is very, 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 very important. I cannot say that enough. Do not do these things if you are not protected. If you are just learning how to protect yourself, then you need to be doing this for at least 6 to 8 weeks before you attempt any kind of pendulum work, tarot work, rune stone work, any sort of spiritual work. You need to ground and protect, because you don't want to bring in energy that is undesirable when you're opening yourself up. When you work with a pendulum, you are opening yourself up to communication to the other side. So you need to be very, very, very careful. Side note, I like my aura to be either gold or silver. Sometimes I mix gold and silver. I do not use white light. White light attracts everything. I don't want to attract everything. Okay? I've had people come talk to me every day, so that's just me, you know. I try and keep myself in a neutral shade of gold or silver, and spirit finds me, because I trust that it will, and I trust that my guides will allow the right spirits to find me and communicate through me. I set that intention. I believe in my guides, and you can do it as well. I believe you can, because I can. We all can. So that is just the basic information. I am not a dowsing expert at all. I mean, at all. I actually have a little chart. I can share some information with you. Let me transition back over here. So I took a pendulum dowsing course with chicohope.com. /dowsing Sharon Hope. And with the course, I received her custom made. She invented this with she and her guides. She is a dowsing expert. Okay. Let me see if I can get that. She doesn't do classes online. She is if you need to find water because you need to dig a well, this is the woman. Beverly Friend of yoursacredblueprint.com. She is a pendulum dowsing expert. She has it for a completely different field. Both of these women use pendulums to cleanse energy, change the effect of energy. This, Beverly does spiritual response therapy, which is a wonderful New Age practice. So whichever way you decide to communicate with your pendulum, whether it's for spiritual response therapy or if you're using it to cleanse energy in other ways, like for instance, I didn't show you this because I don't use this, but this is the way Sharon taught us for it to go at an angle, the pendulum to go at an angle to show us it's ready. For me, I've connected with mine that it just shows me yes when it's ready. But Beverly doesn't teach courses, but she uses this, and Sharon does teach courses over in Orville at the library sometimes. So both of these women have made this connection and been able to really learn how to use this tool to help others, to change energy, and to better the energy around other people. That's the purpose of pendulum work or dowsing work. So I do hope that with all this information here that I have given you, that you will use this information in love and light and positive energy. And, take your time, be patient, let that connection happen naturally. Anytime you try to force anything, it's not really going to work. You have to stop and look around and see why something isn't working so that you can figure out how to make it work. So just take your time, all right? I'm going to pop up the videos for grounding and aura protection in this window. Thank you so much. I'm not an expert, but I do hope that I gave you some information that you find useful. Thanks for watching, guys.